YouTube. Yes, sir. What's good, everybody? Aphectz here. Today I'm back with another video. Now, today we're going to be going over some trips tight end. You know what I'm saying? Some trips tight end. You feel me? Long awaited. You guys know, very popular ebook that you guys wanted me to go over. So we're going to go over it. We're going to break down a couple plays. Probably break down 4 plays. This ebook is very in depth and deep. Pause. So we're not going to do all of it. Just because it's time consuming, I would do like 5 parts, and that's annoying. So, but we'll break down like 4 plays that, you know what I'm saying, is gonna get you all you need to know, pretty much. We'll go over verticals, was basically cover 2 killer, good against cover 3 as well. Not really a man coverage killer, even though that that corner route does the stock corner route, as well as smart routed corner route does good against man. Go over personnel. We'll go over basically the most unstoppable man killer, and a universal coverage beater, basically every single beater. So we'll go over that right now. So let's go over personnel. First things first, you want a tight end with tight end apprentice right here. So in Mutt Finley, right here, you want a guy with slotomatic here, good slot receiver, decent route running. It doesn't really matter as long as he has slotomatic. He's gonna run routes properly. He's going to be on basic routes, nothing too crazy. Only in PA counter go is he actually on a crosser. So, but even with slotomatic does light up on crossing routes in Mutt. Lights up on pretty much everything. It's a little broken right now. So your best receiver will be right here for X spot. I'm not going to go over that here. I'm going to go over that next video. But for X spot, pretty much you want your best receiver over here, because when you motion over and you get that post route, that corner route that turns into a post, this guy is pretty much going to get wide open versus man coverage, and they can't do anything to stop it, because you got the tight end on a crosser and you have this on a post route, and it's like you can't do anything to stop 2 of those routes that are unguardable, right? So right here, somebody deep route running in Mutt, Clayton, Brandon Cooks. Clayton is like the budget version of Brandon Cooks. Deep route running, threshold, fast. Tyreek Hill as well, but you would probably want your Tyreek Hill at the number 2 receiver. So yeah, somebody good. So Sammy Watkins will be fine right here, you know what I'm saying, for Mutt. Make sure you just need tight end apprentice right here, and a guy with slotomatic right here. You don't need slotomatic, but it's really good just because sometimes zigs get bagged by man when they're shaded underneath, but slot apprentice will basically stop that a lot of the times, you know what I'm saying. Man coverage is a little wacky sometimes. So, but yeah, let's get into that. First things first, for Audibles Xbox, inside cross, inside zone, PA counter go. That's what I would go with. And you could alternatively use PA shot post, PA counter go in there, curl flat in there. Xbox is already in there, and then I like to just come out in verticals, you know what I'm saying. Always have that inside zone that you can basically turn it into. Just in case, because you can also inside zone people. There's people that come out on trips and they inside zone you to death. So, all right. So basically, we'll go over this, right? So the first setup, you know what I'm saying, this is just a universal like setup versus like man coverage. I mean, versus zone coverage. Like if they're running zone, we got a man coverage killer. So don't get me wrong. Obviously, not a lot of people run zone like that, you know what I'm saying. Some people, like, you know what I'm saying, lesser players would just run cover 2, and sometimes cover 2 be bagging, you know what I'm saying, like stock cover 2, because you play man so much you realize like, yo, cover 2 kind of hell when you don't play it for a long time. So right here, so first setup you want to do is you want to out X receiver that receiver on the edge, hitch this guy and curl B, right, and then smart route this tight end, which is basically YA, and then RB to smart route him. And basically that's basically putting this guy, he's making his route a little bit deeper, right? And then you put your running back on the wheel. Now this setup is basically a universal setup versus cover 2 and cover 3. Versus cover 2, it's pretty much it's better, but versus cover 3, same thing. The hitch is usually going to be open, the curl is going to be open versus zones. Now the user is kind of going to be in no man's land, because you can basically attack the sideline over here on this high low, and basically a high low in the middle of the field with the hitch and the B. And this is also a good combo on like 4th down, where you need to get that speed out, or, you know what I'm saying, a little quick hitch low ball dot as well. And so yeah, basically versus cloud flats, right, your first read you're going to be looking at versus clouds is this little running back. Now versus cover 2 clouds, that running back is going to that running back route is going to be wide open, right? Because you're going to be seeing it easier with that tight end, right? So it's just the same setup. I'm going to go over this a couple times just so you guys, you're reading that running back. You see that running back route? You see how he drops down deep? And you see that running back route is wide open, right? The corner is, because it's cloud flats, right? The corner is just, he's looking at that tight end, right? So you smart route this guy. Remember, you have to smart route it, because if you don't smart route it, let me see if I don't smart route it. So that's smart routed. If I don't smart route it, it's a little bit shorter, right? And basically, and I'm not corner route, I'm just on his regular stock corner. So even if you didn't have route apprentice, you could run it like this. But the two plays I'm going to show you, you don't really need route apprentice for, but you are going to need it like for the full, you know what I'm saying, trips tight end ebook. Like, so right here, if you don't smart route it, you can still get that. You're still going to get your yards. Don't get me wrong, you're still going to get your yards, but that corner route versus like hard flats and versus curl flats, you can actually throw that actually re-corner route that guy. You can throw that tight end route versus curl flats as well. Not smart routed, I don't think you can. It's just better when it's smart routed because it's a little bit deeper, right? So right here, and that zone over there, see that vert hook, that corner route vert hook takes that hitch, it drags down that hitch if they're in a nickel formation and they have a guy right there. So right here they have this little nickel corner, right? This little nickel corner that's on a vert hook is basically pulled down. It's gonna get pulled down by that hitch. That cloud flat is gonna basically take that out route, and then the B receiver is gonna be right in the middle. Now if the user is guarding the middle of the field, he's probably gonna look at that curl. So but you can just, if the user is doing that, you can basically use this play to basically start like basically attacking the sidelines, to basically force the user into either double flatting that side or changing what they're going to do. You can take this up every single time. Now let's say they switch it real quick and they say, okay, he's doing that, let me just hard flat this. You know what I'm saying? Most people, they're just going to hard flat the average player, right? You know what I'm saying? We're not going like most people. It's just the average player. Like if you look at the leaderboards and you see the average people, the majority, more than, what is it, 60% of people are below, what is it, star? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? And there's only like 1% people in MVP, and there's less than 1% people in legend. So the average players, they're, you know what I'm saying, that they're not really that great at Madden. Nothing wrong with that. It's just that the average players are not great at Madden. That's why people, you know what I'm saying? That's why you guys like my videos. A lot of people like the videos because it's helping you get better at Madden, helping you understand these things. So when people hard flat that side, now you got this corner route wide open. You know what I'm saying? They hard flat that side. Now you got the corner route wide open. And now the user, right? Now let's say the user starts running over there. You know what I'm saying? Let's say their user is like, dang, I don't know what to do. Because most people is just going to double flat. Once they see that, they'll just double flat. Like if you're a good player, you're just going to, you know what I'm saying? If they're whoring out the sidelines like that, you'll just put this guy in a flat right here. You know what I'm saying? And double flat. Put this linebacker in a flat right here. But most people, you know what I'm saying? That's most people, right? That are more advanced. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll put that in a soft squat, and then they'll yeah, there's a lot of stuff you could do. My bad. What are you doing, Poppy? Cat. Well, there's a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things you could do, right? So instead, right, you have that. Now you got that. Let's say they run to the sidelines. You got this curl right in the middle of the field. Now you want to low ball that. Let me show you guys that again. You want to low ball this, which is basically the reason why you want to low ball this, just because low balls are just better, right? Low ball that right there. And then possession catch it. You could low ball it if there's nobody there. If you have a little bit of room, you could rack it, but I'd rather just take the possession catch. You know what I'm saying? Live to fight another day. Take your dots up and down the field. You know what I'm saying? Make your opponent mad with like 12 passes and getting up and down the field. Obviously, you can make your opponent mad with bombs too. That works too. So now let's say they start. You know what I'm saying? Now you show them you can basically dink and dive. Now if you wanna, you can also basically attack. You can basically attack cover 2 deep, right? See that with this play right here, right? You can either run it just like this, right? You have this drag right here, and you know what I'm saying. And what that running back is gonna do when you throw that drag, just stock like that. Quick hike, you can quick hike this. You know what I'm saying? Wheel like that, and then just run it like that. And what this drag is gonna do, get around that, and you can just take that up the field. Now that's a little quick hike, right? And if you can get the user off guard, get them stuck on a D line, you can do that as well, right? Before they can make their adjustments, and then just use your running back as a blocker, kind of like a makeshift screen, quick snap, right? But what you really want to do with this play, same setup, smart route the tight end, running back the wheel, and motion this guy over. Now what this motion is going to do, is going to basically, if you have that high low on the side, what that's going to do is that's going to basically force the user into looking at it. You're going to force the user into looking at that route, because if it's a motion over drag, they might leave it for the zone to take, or the vert hook to take. So you might want to motion over and slant him, right? Put him on a motion slant right here. Put him on a motion slant, and this motion slant is probably going to grab the user's attention. So he's probably going to think, okay, he's gonna grab that motion slant, and you're going to grab the user's attention, and you want to lead past that Y route, that little seam streak basically, and lead past it more to the inside. So basically you're going to use this route to get the user's attention. A lot of motions get the user's attention. That's pretty much what motions do. You either beat man or get the user's attention, or find the little soft spot in zones. So use that route right there, and that's going to kill cover 2. That's a one-play touchdown versus cover 2 in trips tight end, which is really nice. Even in cover 3 you can use that Y route to hit the seams basically. So you can use this as a slant to basically the drag. Sometimes the user won't go to the drag, but then user won't be able to get back all the way in time for this route unless he's playing like deep. Basically, if he's like playing, some users they'll play like deep with their user and just give up everything underneath, like he'll start running back immediately. But if they do that, you can just take the slant across the middle of the field, right? If they start playing deep like that, you can just take the slant across the middle of the field. As soon as he crosses that zone, let's say the user just left, you can take that, possession catch that, or you know what I'm saying, I would possession catch it, or you can rack it up the middle of the field. If it's a tight window, right, what you want to do, I just zig that guy, my bad. I just zigged that guy. that worked too. I just zigged that guy and then kept that running back on a curl route. That actually works too as well. I motioned over zig and keep that guy on a curl route. That actually works too, because it forces, if it's a cloud flat, first forces the cloud down a little bit. But yeah, you have this slant right here. Take it up the field, stiff arm them, do whatever you need to do, and that's how you run verticals pretty much. Versus cover 2. Now versus man coverage, if they are manning up stuff, you want to go into this play right here. So if they're going to, if you see them coming in man coverage, right, the universal, you know what I'm saying, everybody loves man coverage now, right? Basically what you're going to want to do, this is the man killer, right? This is the man killer right here. Inside cross. Now with inside cross, let's say they're in like, first off, let me show you. Oh yeah, we'll show that after, right? So let's say we're in 2-4-5, right? Let's say we're in robber, right? So let's say we're in robber, right? So we're in 1-4-6 robber, right? So 1-4-6 robber. The reason why people come out in this is just because more DBs on the field. Also, the way the edge angles are, you can blitz, you can show pressure out of it easily, and the way the edge angles are, the way the D line lines up, you get better pressure like that. The way the stance is, so because they attack the edge better. So all right. So first things first, with this setup, 1 second, right here. So we have, with this setup, you have this B route on a zig, you have this Y route on a slant, right? And then you have the Travis Kelce, you're gonna put him on a corner, right? So, and then this running back, you're gonna put the running back on the wheel, right? So the reason why, so let's say they just have this stock man, right? Stock man, they put this guy in a curl, they put this guy in a curl, right? And they user this guy, right? So they got their 2 curls, and then they got their user, right? So their user in the middle with their 2 curls, right? So what you have is, this is probably what you're gonna see in you know what I'm saying, in MUT, right? So what you have, right, is universally you have every single route that beats man on the field except the running back wheel route, right? So smart route, that tight end, the corner route. You can use smart route or don't. It doesn't really matter for that one, because it's gonna beat man either way, right? So with this, you have this B zig that's gonna beat man. You have this motioned over slant that's gonna beat man. You have the post route that's gonna beat man, and then you have the running back wheel route. Just so you put it out on the field so that defender right here goes and runs out to that, because if he doesn't, if you don't put him out on the if you don't put a running back on a route, that defender is going to turn into a spy, or it's going to turn into a blitzer. You don't want that. You don't want him to turn into a spy, because you want to be able to turn into a spy if you miss your read, or if everything's locked up, or if the edge threats are getting pressure through, right? So right here you have this motioned over slant, right? And then basically you hike the ball. So your first read, you're looking at the zig, right? So the first read, you're looking at the zig. Second read, you're looking at this motioned over slant. Now that motioned over slant is pretty much going to torch man coverage. Like, it's going to torch man coverage. But usually, right, obviously, their user is going to probably guard that motioned over slant. The user is pretty much going to guard the middle of the field. Most users, right? Some users are going to put a zone in the middle, or they might leave the 3-rec in the middle to guard that, and man, because the 3-rec is basically going to play man coverage. It's going to basically match the first route that comes over the middle, match it aggressively. That's how it usually matches all the time this year. Before, in previous years, it would basically play weird. It would sometimes match certain routes and then like jump off, and then but this year it kind of matches the first route that comes over the middle of the field, right? So with this, right, now let's say the user just takes the slant, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna man the user up to the slant to show you guys, to simulate the user guarding the slant, right? So right, if the user guards the slant, and this is no zone drop curl flats, which is not going to be, because what you're going to do is you're going to be using crossers to open this up. So they have that right there, and then you have, wow, that just that's crazy. This guy, you're supposed to put your fastest receiver right there, because the Texans actually do have fast DBs, right? So what you're going to do, same thing right here. So you're going to simulate, I'm going to simulate this Tyreek Hill. Well, for this, let me not simulate this first. Let me just show you the reads you're going to make, right? So first, say you got the motion over slant. This is against no zone drops, right? No zone drop cloud flats, right? But if they don't have no zone drops, right? If they don't have a zone drop, right? You have this tight end on the crosser. Let me just show you guys that. You have this tight end on a crosser if they don't have zone drops, right? And that's wide open, right? That's wide open. Okay. Okay, just they want to troll me out. The reason why I'm gonna just show you guys this real quick. So you got let me see, my bad, got this on a curl, and the user right here. I just threw a pick on that because Sammy Watkins is not fast enough for this route, for that post route to beat this guy, right? And it's not pressed as well. Let me show you, because everybody presses, right? So you got this B on a zig, right? All right, there we go. And this is on a crosser. This is on a crosser just cause, wait, let me show you guys this on the crosser first. So if they don't have zone drops, right? So if they don't have zone drops, right? This is going to get wide open, right? That's what I say. Most people have their zone drops after you start hitting them with the tight end on a crosser, which is in X spot. I should have went over X spot in this, so you could basically start off with X spot and then have something else, but I didn't. But once in trips tight end, if you guys are familiar with it, you're going to basically be using that tight end on a crosser because it gets over regular curl flats, and then they're going to start putting on zone drops. But if they don't have zone drops as well, you can still do this play. The only thing is, right, the motion over zig, if they're not pressed, right? If they're pressed, it should beat this versus press, regardless, right? This Sammy Watkins route should beat this guy with press. So motion over this. Now we're gonna simulate the user basically going on man coverage on the slant, right? So the first things first, it should beat him on the press. Yeah, when that guy's pressed, he should beat him. Yeah, he should beat him. When he's pressed, he should beat him. When he's not pressed, he's not going to beat him. But if they're not playing pressed man, they're not doing it right. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like if somebody's fast, what they're going to do is pretty much everybody does. They play man coverage, like, because if they're not pressed, you can just literally throw a slant on anybody. Like if they're not pressed, you could literally throw a slant on anybody and then get wide open, right? So what most people do, good players, right? Put a curl flat right here. With a zone drop. I'm just doing it without zone drops. I'll show you zone drops in a second so that everything underneath gets open with zone drops, right? We're gonna simulate this user as a spy this time, and then right, and then they'll press, right? My bad. They'll press, and then they'll shade outside, and then they'll shade over the top. The reason why they're doing this is basically what they're gonna do is they're gonna back. This is how you prevent getting bombed by a streak. So they're the corner's gonna basically back up first step. But it doesn't matter if they're backing up first step. If they're backing up first step, that's not what we're looking for. We're not looking to bomb you on a streak. We're looking to bomb you on a post. Also, Raiders playbook is in Raiders playbook, and this is Chargers. So as well as in Patriots too, but Patriots doesn't have X spot. So right here, you're looking at this right here, and that guy is just too slow. I can't, like, Sammy Watkins is not gonna get open versus press shaded over the top. So I have to actually move this guy. In Mutt, you'd be able to you would have multiple deep route runners, but Sammy Watkins is just not doing it for me. So let me show you guys this, right? Tyreek Hill has to be there just for this sake. Right here, inside cross. My bad, y'all. I usually don't like to mess up on my videos like this because I know people want to see it being perfect, right? So right here, you got press man, you got 2 curls, and you got shaded outside and over the top, right? So press man, 2 curls, shaded outside, over the top. Now the user is probably going to guard the slant, obviously, right? The zig and the corner, right? The zig, you have a window to throw the zig versus not versus curl flats that are not like that. It's like a small window, right? Nah, not really. It's not really a window to throw that. There is a window to throw over. You can throw versus zone drops, but I thought there was a window to throw it versus not zone drops. Like if you just lead pass it down. But no, don't do that if they're not zone drop. But if they are zone drop, you're gonna have the if they're not zone drop, you have the tight end on the crosser every single time, right? So boom, right there. Let me do this right here. Motioned over, press, shade outside, shade over the top. Now if you have somebody fast, if they do this shade outside, shade over the top, the reason why you're gonna get open with this post route is because they're shading outside and over the top. So that's basically leaving room for any routes that are breaking inside. But since that guy is so slow, it wasn't able to Sammy Watkins is slow. It's basically what's gonna happen. You see how he backs up and you see how he just has that inside step on him? That's basically what's gonna happen every single time. So what that slant does in the middle of the field is it drags down their user, and then you can throw this route. The reason it's not because Tyreek Hill is 99 speed, obviously, but if they are the same speed, it will be the same exact thing. Because basically what he's doing, he's giving him the whole inside. What people do to stop fades over the top is they're giving you the inside. They're shading outside and then they're shading over the top, right? So they're giving you the inside, right? So they're giving you the inside, and that's pretty much what you're gonna want to take. Now I'm gonna show you zone drops right after this, right? So the reason why put this guy in a zig, Y in a slant, A on a corner. I didn't put that guy. Yeah, you got the slant right here. I didn't put A on a corner right there, my bad. Put Y in a slant, B on a zig, A on a corner, running back on a wheel route. They're gonna press, shade outside, shade over the top. They're gonna put this guy in a curl, put this guy in a curl, and basically you get the runner like this, right? Now you got this motion over, and you want to motion it over. When you motion over this lane, you want to motion it over. Why is it not on the slant? You want to motion it over basically right when it gets over, because you can't hike it in motion anymore like that. So you have to wait till it gets all the way over. Since the patch on September 10th, so you have to hike it right here. Now you can hike it, and then you got this. See how that route breaks? That is a deep blue there. That was a deep blue there, and because I didn't put the user in a spy right there. But yeah, if they do have a deep blue, then you're not going to be able to throw that, but you're going to be able to throw the slant coming across the middle of the field. It's basically like if they if their user starts going to guard that, right? Because if you hit them, if you bomb them once, right, what's going to happen is the user is going to go to guard it, right? And then you have this slant across the middle of the field, right? Got the slant across the middle of the field, and then that's pretty much easy money, right? Now I'm gonna show you guys zone drops, right? I'm gonna show you guys the same setup with zone drops. Choose new play. I'm gonna show you guys the same setup with zone drops, right? This is basically when you hit them with a tight end crossing route, because the tight end crossing route gets over regular curl flats. It gets over regular curl flats, over regular and curl flats that are over 15 yards. They have to anything less than 15, so they have to put their zone drops to 20 plus for the curl flats to 20 plus basically. So right here, what people are going to do, they're going to put their zone drops to 20-25 ish, and then what you're going to do with this, right, at 20-25 ish, basically this is when the underneath is gonna, and this is all a mind game, right? You're basically playing again, you're trying to play against what they're gonna do, because once they start, this is after you hit them with a tight end crosser route. I'll go over that in part 2, basically how to basically attack stock man with two purples, and this is how you basically bomb them versus stock man. But this is 2 purples with zone drops, right? And this is how it's the same setup. They're gonna press, they're gonna shade over the top, right? And you have this slant, you have this B zig, and then you have this tight end on the corner route. And then basically what you have here is you have right there. I'm good. I have this on the spy, right? All right, so boom, right here. I just motioned over the wrong person. My bad. my bad. It's hard to do 2 adjustments and then, you know what I'm saying, explain and then do this at the same time. My apologies. But right here you have this motion over slant as well, right? But this is when you're looking for your zig, right? You have this zig right here that you're looking for, Or see that right there? You kind of got bagged. The zig kind of got bagged over here, and that was versus shaded outside and over the top. See, that's the only thing. When they shade outside and over the top, sometimes if you guys had a slot-o-matic there, you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't get bagged. But sometimes the zig does get bagged. That's what I said. Sometimes these routes will get bagged randomly sometimes because the man coverage is a little bit inconsistent. So that zig might get bagged sometimes. So basically, let me show you guys this right here. Right back wheel. So if that happens, but that's your first read you want to look for. You want to look for your zig. Basically, your first things you want to look for is you want to look for your zig. There we go, right there. And you want to lead past that up basically. And then you see they had a zone drop for 20 yards so they don't get hit by the crossing route, and then you still hit them for 20 yards with a zig route because the way the zig, you know what I'm saying. But that's what I said, the same exact thing I did is just shade over the top, but the zig got bagged the first time. That's how it's gonna happen in MUT too. Sometimes randomly the zig will get bagged, like it'll start running the route for them, and then you'll do that. So you have this motioned over right here. All right, I'm just gonna show you basically hit the zig versus these curls that are and then this curl is gonna basically guard that corner route right there. Like you can lead past that down right there. You see that you can lead past it down. Now the only thing about this, right, I wouldn't put the running back on the wheel if you're gonna try to lead. If they put their zone drop on 20, 25, right, not on 15. If they put it on 15, they can probably make the reason why some people put it on 15 and not 20 is because you can still throw a corner route on 20, right, by lead passing it down. So let's say I put my running back on a curl instead of putting the running back on a put that guy on a slant, right, put the running back on a curl, right, on that like not smart routed corner route. It's about 15 yards, right? So you can throw that on a curl flat. So I'll show you guys right here, right? It's a tight window, right? But some people, the reason why they shade outside, shade over the top, right? And then you can actually throw that right, motioned over this guy. You can throw that corner route if you lead past it down, right? So they'll start guarding that. You can lead past that down, and it's a tight window. The reason why a lot of people don't really, it's very tight window. You can sometimes throw that. See how I threw it before, but you can sometimes throw that. But the main route you're looking for right here is the zig and the slant, right? The zig, the slant. These routes on the right side of the field usually going to be closed because they're going to put the curl flats over there, and they have basically two routes over there. So you're basically looking for the zig. First thing you're looking for to destroy man coverage is the zig. That's the first thing. I just moved this guy up instead of motioning the wrong guy. First thing you're looking for is the zig. Next thing you're looking for is to see whether it's the user is backing up to go to the post route or not. Next thing you're looking for, well, second thing you're looking for is the slant, and the next thing you're looking for is the post route. So zig, open, lead past that. You can lob that. You don't want to lob it like that. You can just bullet pass it, but bullet pass it once he passes him. Like don't, because if you bullet pass it a little bit earlier, I've seen some people beat their man, but then they get a click on because they bullet pass it too early. So you can sometimes lob that if the corner, because sometimes the corner will basically play like under the dude, so you will have to lob pass it up, right? It's just, you just got to get familiar throwing with it. And the reason why I'm going over this so many times is so you guys can see, like, I keep motioning over the wrong person, so you guys can basically see what like how to basically throw that. Because sometimes it's going to be a different throw. Sometimes you might have to lob it. Sometimes you might have to throw a bullet and then lead pass it up. Sometimes you might have to just throw a bullet regular and rat catch it for like 6 yards, 4 yards, stuff like that. So right here, so first route I'm looking for B. He beat him. I'm looking for Y. Y beat him. Y beat him, but the curl, you see the zone drop curl was actually right there for the slant. So if the zone drop curl is right there for the slant, you want to take your B immediately and don't throw that. You know what I'm saying? That was just me, you know what I'm saying, trying to show you guys what you want to be looking for. So right here, let me do this again. Gotta keep making these same adjustments. I wish they could come out and they have a thing where you can just basically put out one adjustment and it just comes out in the same thing you want to play every time. So right here, you got the B, right? Slant, boom, right there. Take it up the field and get your 6 yards. You want to live with that. Basically, you want to live with that because you want to take your 6, your 7 every single time. You want to live with that, you know what I'm saying? The reason why you want to live with those stuff like that, I'll show you guys. You want to just take that every single time, because once they start adjusting to that, then let's say they put, you know what I'm saying, you got a tight end on your crosser, right? So let's say they do something like that, right? You got the zone drop. I didn't even put a curl flat right there, but for instance, let's say they just they got mad, you know what I'm saying? This guy keeps throwing zigs on me, getting 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 yards. He just juked me out for 12 yards. Then they remove their zone drop, and then you put your tight end on a crosser right there, and you get over the zone drop. So that's it right there. Now I'm gonna show you guys this same play. Also, let me show you guys this same play versus same thing. You can also hit the post route for a 1-play touchdown. The post route is open for a 1-play touchdown as well. Just want to show you guys that one more time. Lead past this inside, away from the corner. See, you see how he just breaks on that? And also, if everything gets bagged like that, you see how they put a deep blue? Sometimes in MUT they'll actually, the user will take that. They'll have the curl flat for the slant, and then they'll have the curl flat for the corner route, and then you'll miss your read for the zig, right? If that happens in MUT, just take off with escape artist. They have everything bagged, right? But then you have escape artists in MUT, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have a fast guy, if you have whatever quarterback you're using, if you're using Marino, take off, because they have everything, but they can't bag everything. That's pretty much what this play is. It's basically a man killer when you can't do anything, you know what I'm saying? But I'll do the same thing again. Just go show you guys. Press over the top, press shade over the top, right? And the reason why I shade over the top is because I'll show you guys not shaded over the top what's basically gonna happen. I didn't even motion over. Why is this happening? And this video is 30 minutes long. I said I wasn't gonna do videos this long anymore. Oh my god. I know some of y'all like the videos long when I explain them and I go through them like this, but it's like I don't like doing those videos this long, you know what I'm saying? So press shade outside, shade over the top, put these guys in a curl, put this user in a spy, and then motion over this guy. Show you guys pressed, right? Shade over the top, right? So basically what's gonna happen is I didn't actually press there. Same thing happened. See how with the other guy, with Sammy Watkins, without the deep route running, I didn't press and he got bagged? It's not gonna happen with somebody with deep route running threshold on that spot. So 1-play touchdown as well. I'll show you guys how to use how to defeat zone with this as well. So also 146, right? Now, I'm not going to show it in this video. I'm going to show it in part 2, but pretty much how to stop 146 this year. All you have to do is ID the corner. Now, it doesn't work 100% of the time. In the ebook, it really says it works 100% of the time. But in the lab and me just playing online, from my experience, I can get pressure versus trip sometimes. I can get pressure even versus ID this time. It depends also speed of the corner, pursuit of the corner, how close you bring him in off the edge, depending on that if you block the running back, depending on that if you have edge protectors, depending on that if you have centers with good awareness, if your own line has high awareness or not. There's a lot of aspects, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to go over that in this video because it's already too long. This is actually a second clip. I never split my clips and go over it. I was just going to leave that video right there because when I was trying to show the 146, it just wasn't like, I just kept screaming at myself and I was trying to block it and it just wasn't working. So this play is versus cover 2. Same thing what you want to do to kill cover 2. Just like it's just a little basic stock play to kill cover 2, as well as verticals is basically the cover 2 bomber. But this, you smart route this corner route. You have this little drag, so it's basically gonna you're gonna have this drag underneath, and you have this little hitch as a backside. If they do blitz that slot guy over there, you have this little hitch as a quick snap. If they blitz, so if they blitz this guy right here, so let's say they were to bring this guy in, right? So let's say we're to bring this guy in, then you have a little quick snap hitch. You know you're gonna have that because this guy's in a mid read, and this guy, let's say this guy was, you have this corner, whatever this guy is over here, he's in a flat or vert hook, right? This guy, let's say this guy was the user, right? And whatever this guy is over here, let's say this guy was, you know what I'm saying, a vert hook, like, right? And instead of a mid read, let's say it was a vert hook, and you had this user right here, you would see their users right here, so you know they have 2 flats over there, or a vert hook and a flat on the right side, and they have a vert hook on the right. If that guy starts backing up into a mid read, you have that hitch, right? Basically, this is the setup. So you motion this guy over, and you want to snap it right before he gets right here, and basically you have that hitch right there. Obviously, you want to lowball that, but you have that hitch right there. The cloud, if there's nothing over there, the cloud is sometimes going to just jump over there and try to basically play it, but you're going to still have a because that's not his official zone. He's not going to play aggressively towards it. You get me? So he's not gonna basically play aggressively towards that. So you also have this motion. You have this drag right there that's basically gonna get you a bunch of yards. Like 8 to 10, anywhere from 6 to 12 versus like cloud flats. So they're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, put a hard flat out there to stop that. And also if they start, you know what I'm saying, if they do start guarding that, you have this little post, this motioned over post route. I didn't put that guy in there, just motioned over post route that you can get, you know what I'm saying, you can get, there's a window to throw it. If there's not a mid read, this is a mid read. So if this guy's in like a hook curl, right? If he's in a hook curl and not a mid read, and let's say the user is like in a spy or something like that, say the user's in a spy, if that guy's in a hook curl, there's gonna be a window to actually throw this right over the top. So let's say the user went and guarded the drag, right? So let's say the user went and guarded the drag. You would have this route right over the top, right over the middle of the field, right over there. And you know what I'm saying, right against cover 2. That's if the user starts guarding the drag. Now that route is there, so if the user doesn't guard the drag, you know what I'm saying, that route is there for the user to guard. So let me simulate that real quick. So the user, you want the user to guard that, so you can just take your little drag route, you know what I'm saying, get your, you know what I'm saying, just have something to mix in. This is a nice little play to mix in versus cover 2. So you want the user to guard that, and you take this little drag route. Take this little drag route up the field, get your yards. So that's it. We're gonna go over 146 tomorrow. Gonna go over X spot and pay counter, going a couple other plays as well.